All right, y'all. I got a whole lot of backlash for Backlash. No, not really, but let's get into it. All right. So I'm pretty sure by now you done had a ton of videos about Backlash. I kind of waited on mine for on purpose because I had a very eventful weekend, had a lot of fun, and that's what I was focused on. Now, there wasn't a whole lot of build-up for Backlash, really, next to none, just mentions of it, no real big deal about it. You only got 5 matches. You get 5 matches on a regular, well, at least Dynamite or Collision, minimum 4. What happened, and with this particular pay-per-view, man, wow, man, P.L.E, whatever the fuck. All right, anyway, it just didn't have a nice build-up. It really didn't. It really didn't. I didn't expect much out of it. And looking at the matches that they had, so all right, cool, let's just see the way it goes, right? I don't want to predetermine that it's going to be trash or whatever. Let's just see the way it goes. Maybe lack of build-up, but maybe they might deliver. Who knows? We'll see. When I looked at the matches that they had, they weren't very intriguing. In all honesty, this whole show just felt like another episode of Raw SmackDown. So many commercials, man. So many ads. Like, wow. Like, there was nothing. No backstage segments. Pay-per-views usually have less of that, but like no type of packages put together. It's like they spent no money. Like they just did next to nothing for this event. The stage was just normal, regular, just the big screen. Nothing. No. The ring, Morgan and all these different cricket and the sponsors all over it. I know the Japanese wrestling, they do that a lot. A lot of their rings. Actually like boxing rings a lot of times. They have all these sponsors all over the place. Okay, I get it. All right, so I'm not going to bury them for that. But it just didn't feel like anything. Usually, I mean, the look, everything, the way the ring is designed, the color of the ring, the ropes, everything, like everything, the stage setting. It was not much into this show. Very first match, the 4-way match, it's just typical what you normally see, with nothing that we really cared about. At least I'm watching it with an open mind, but I'm just watching it and I'm not expecting anything. I don't expect. All I do is look to see what you're giving, see what your lineup is, see what the event is, and okay, let's see what you have for us. I mean, it was what it was, and of course, the match had its spots where everybody get to do. Get a series of moves off on the other guy, and then the crowd, okay, right? That just typical stuff, man. But it wasn't anything special. All right, Jeff Cobb. He was in the crowd, and he attacked LA Knight. I think it was somebody, whoever Drew. I think Damian Priest took Drew out, and then I think he attacked LA Knight, whatever, but in the crowd, some of the crowd is chanting holy shit. Now, if you guys remember, Jeff Cobb is a guy I was saying I wish AEW would have got their hands on him, and he basically wrestled at AEW several times because he's with New Japan, and AEW having a working relationship with them. It was a talent exchange. Jeff Cobb is a mixture of Taz, little Samoa Joe. He's a powerful guy, short, stocky. Now he's just fat, but bottom line, big pot belly now. He came out the crowd looking like a Happy Days character, man. Like, honestly, the little black tight t-shirt with the pot belly, the blue jeans, the black shoes. But I'm looking at him, and my thing is this. When Jeff Cobb was in his prime, I was watching Jeff Cobb. But see, this didn't, and before I say that, let me say this is why you guys need to stop calling yourselves wrestling fans. You're not. And I'm going to say it every chance I get. You're not wrestling fans. You're WWE fans. That's why you don't know who these wrestlers are. And some of you are just too fucking young to talk like you know so much. You're judging everything by what you think based on a John Cena or The Rock. Like, you fucking guys don't know wrestling. You just basically know what you like, and you're a bunch of spoiled brats because You guys, you can tell about WWE going out of business and all of this. I'm not sitting there talking about, I wish they go out, or they're going to go out of business. No, I mean, it can very well happen. But goddamn, if you're that angry that you're sitting up here trying to predict that a company's going to go out of business, you probably should just stop watching it. Like, seriously. Because it gets to the point where, like, you guys are just ranting about nothing. You're just saying the same things over and over and over every freaking week. And I keep telling you guys that the format is what it is. This is what it's going to be. So they don't see themselves as doing anything wrong. Now, back to Jeff Cobb. Jeff Cobb comes out. He does what he does. All right. One of the announcers, it's Jeff Cobb. And okay. I've been watching Jeff Cobb in the Indies, in New Japan. I was watching him over there in TNA. I was watching Jeff Cobb in MLW. I mean, all these different places Jeff Cobb has been. I forget what federation. It might have been MLW. Was it when I remember him in MJF going? It was a tag match or something like that. I remember this guy. It's like I remember Alex Hammerstone. Like all these different guys. Look, Jeff Cobb is 42 years old now. So my thing is, I don't know why he waited so long, or the WWE waited so long, or however it went, for them to reach out to each other. But 5 years ago, when I was saying I hope that AEW gets Jeff Cobb, and then he pops up. Everybody who I've ever spoken of either popped up, and stayed, or popped up at some point. No different from me saying I hope they get Megan Bayne. You guys didn't even know who the fuck Megan Bayne was. I was watching over there at House of Glory, all the other independents. I remember seeing her versus Jordan Grace in Independence or whatever. So I mean, just like, look, what's the other guy's name? I always forget this guy's name. I don't know, that they kept saying he like a new version of the Ultimate Warrior. I'm like, nah, I can see the influence, but he doesn't. Warhorse. He a couple of episodes of been AEW. Camille, just different people. But yeah, when I was watching Jeff Cobb was basically Jeff Cobb was at that time, he had some momentum, but on the indie circuit he was killing it. Jeff Cobb lost, I forget what title he had in IWGP. He lost it, so his contract was up. And pretty much, man, Jeff Cobb, his body transformation at times, he's a fat boy. Then at times he looked a little like more swole, more solid, and but Jeff Cobb is a guy that right now, as far as him coming into this storyline with the bloodline, it's just weird. Because I feel like, how many more members do you need? That just shows me that they know, with all these guys they brought in, it's not moving the way they wanted it to. They know it's not. Solo Sikoa, okay, he's supposed to be what Jacob Fatu is. That's the way they was building him. And all of a sudden, he just became a mediocre, okay, I'm just here. He's not what we thought he was going to be, okay? The WWE, I don't know, they just saw something different in him. So now they have Jacob Fatu coming to this, and okay, Jacob Fatu retaining I feel was the right move. LA Knight, I don't see what he's gonna do that has any value to it, because it's obvious he's not viewed in the WWE as that guy or one of the top guys. He's just a gimmick guy. They use him for his gimmick to get him over, and I just don't, I really just don't see what they're going to do with LA Knight other than just put him in matches and him come out, yeah, but do much of nothing. I don't see what they're going to do. And also what I don't understand is, okay, you bring Jeff Cobb into the picture, right? I don't know the relationship between Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. It's like it's a love-hate relationship. He's looking like he's all, surprised and shocked. The amount of time that he had between the time, because Jeff Cobb did some like flying crossbody to LA Knight while he was pinned against the while he was standing up against the post, the rail, the ring post, and just the amount of time that Jacob Fatu staring at him, then he's staring at Solo, he's staring at him, he's staring at Solo, staring at Jeff, staring at Solo, and the amount of time that he had to do all of that, then come into the ring, and then hit his move on LA Knight. It was a weak finish, or a very weak finish, and it was like very okay. It happened. All right. No real excitement though. Nothing. I don't know what Jeff Cobb's role is going to be. To bring in a 42-year-old guy usually is not going to be. Yeah, to bring a 42-year-old man in to start I don't see them using him in a solo role, in a very powerful role. I mean, I could be wrong. They might say, hey, okay, we're going to use you differently. I just don't see it. I mean, what I see with the WWE, they'll bring people in, and he has that move, the Tour of the Islands. I love that move. I like using that move on Fight Forever. It's on Fight Forever as well. What's going to happen? They're going to see his skill set, show his moves, over his moves, but I really don't see them doing anything with Jeff Cobb. I mean, just on his own. And if you're gonna sit here and go with one thing I will say about this era, they'll take a big muscular guy like Brian Cage, who can go in there and hang with anybody, can do all types of moves, can do moons. So that guy can do all, but they'll take some fat, pudgy, out of shape looking dude and give that person. Hey man, I like Samoa Joe and all of that. But I'm just saying, they'll take somebody built like Samoa Joe, built like Jeff Cobb, built like Jacob Fatu, and try to make you think that they're like invincible, they're impervious to pain. And it's like, bro, you're just big and fat. That's it. Jeff Cobb is short and fat. You understand what I mean? And it's just like when Jeff Cobb was doing his thing in New Japan, the matches he was in was different. And it was a Jeff Cobb that was, he was, and I'm not saying he's not still able to perform, but I'm saying at this age now, do you really think they're going to bring Jeff Cobb in there and all of a sudden he's going to be like some unstoppable force in there? Him, Taz, like I say, to me, he's like a mixture of Taz and Samoa Joe. He reminds me of like a combination of both of those two. But, yeah, man, he's just, all right, they brought him in. Okay, whatever, but nothing special happened. Bayley versus Lyra Valkyria, long ass match, and it wasn't really nothing going on. When you have a match that long and there's no real back and forth and nothing like no real spots that you really cared about or remember really, there's just nothing going on. I don't know if she's like the female Coco Beware or something. I mean, at least she came out with the bird and did a little bird dance and stuff and whatever, man. Had his style, whatever. I don't understand what this bird shit is with her, but she basically, she retained. I think it was the right decision since they want to push her. Obviously, they want to push her. Here's my thing though. How does Jonathan Coachman call Bayley washed up and boring? I think Lyra Valkyria is boring as hell. I mean, so I think she's boring. But it's all how you use these people. Once upon a time, the WWE knew how to give gimmicks, right? They knew how to, okay, well, now all of a sudden, if your gimmick isn't working, it's your fault. I don't see Lyra Valkyria being any more exciting than anybody else. Her character is boring to me, man. I mean, honestly, what is special about her? I mean, Athena calls herself the fallen goddess. She comes out with those wings that she designed and made herself. Look at her finishing move. Christopher Daniel is the fallen angel. Look at his finishing move. He comes with the wings. What is Lyra Valkyria? Like, you understand what I'm saying? I don't know. But anyway, long match. Nothing really happened. Like I said, I think they made the right decision with who won, though. All right. Penta, you went from having classics with Pac and so many different other people, Orange Cassidy, all these different people in AEW, where you were in matches that the crowd was lit up when you came out, man. You and Rey Fenix. You went from that to getting pinned by Dominic Mysterio. You went from that to feuding with just mid-card guys that people know is never going to be much of shit anyway. And, okay, you're happy with that? You're happy with it, man. Cool. You're in the WWE, and that's what you wanted to do. Great for you. You lost to Dominic Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio's calling himself the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all times, and this, that, and okay, whatever. Cool. But he lost. Again, he lost. I mean, I told you guys, man, they don't have big plans for Penta. Penta is a gimmick wrestler, and that's what's going to be his selling point, being a gimmick. Nothing about his wrestling. Nothing at all. Okay, who else? Who else wrestled, man? Who the fuck else? It was really not an eventful night for me. And I mean, to each his own. There's people I'm pretty sure that liked the show. I just found it dull. It was just dull, man. It didn't feel like a P.L.E. at all. Hell, man, it I don't know what you call it. It just didn't feel, nothing special happened. Nothing that happened that I feel like I want to see again. And of course, look, this guy, whatever, Chad Gable comes out, whatever he calls himself, with his little mask on, his little metal plate in his helmet, and his mask, and headbutts, Penta knocks him off, and of course, Dominic hits him with the frog splash and gets him out of there. But it was just uneventful, man. And the same thing happened. Look, 3 different matches, you had to have officials come out. The officials had to come out to get Becky Lynch off of Live Akari because she came back and attacked after she lost. All these guys come running out. 3 different matches, the same shit happened. Okay? When it comes to with the Penta match, and all these guys, basically, I don't even know why they call themselves the Judgment Day. I don't even know why. It's weird, man. So they all come running out. They get tossed out of there. All these, it was just so. Every time I see Carlito, I'm like, why are you even here, man? What is his role? He's the oldest one there out of the group, and he acts the most childish. I don't understand what his role is, but they run out, they get thrown out. All right, but anyways, it was a distraction regardless, and Dominic wins. They went from booing this guy, Dominic. They wouldn't even let him talk. All he was doing was hiding behind Rhea Ripley. He was being a little sissy out the group. Now he's, Intercontinental Champion. All right, cool. What was the other match? What was the other freaking match? I don't even remember, man. What okay. I honestly don't even remember what the other match was. I went through, the 4-way, Lyra and Becky, Dominic, and there's another match somewhere in there that I'm forgetting, man. I look, okay, anyway, until I remember it, let me just get to the main event then. All right, bottom line, because I really, it wasn't about breaking the matches down. It's just, let me tell y'all something. John Cena versus Randy Orton. It was funny hearing the commentators say, at this point in their career, Randy Orton is a better wrestler than John Cena. This and this and this and this, even though John Cena got the win. Yeah, he cheated. No, okay, cool. He's a heel. All right, bottom line, he won. The match had drama, and as the match went on, it started to build the drama. It was just another match, nothing special about it, but the match went on, and the crowd was into it. They're in Randy Orton's hometown, whatever, and this was kick out after kick out after kick out of finishing move, and and that's not a bad thing to me when it happens. But the thing is, everybody can't have that same ability, man. Otherwise, it becomes overkill. But this is one of those things, all right. And Randy Orton is about to curb stomp, he's about to boot kick John Cena in the face, and R-Truth runs out. He's begging him no, and I'm just like, what the? All right. So he RKO's R-Truth. I think John Cena hits him low, and then you know, he doesn't even give him. He doesn't even give him his finishing move. He just hits him with the belt, pinned him. Another weak finish. It was just, it just like, wow, okay. Now, this stuff about John Cena walking away from the ring, looking at his belt like he's feeling bad about turning heel and all this shit. So he's having mixed emotions. He's looking at how the crowd is cheering for Randy, and he want that to be for him and all of this bullshit. And then at the post conference, R-Truth comes over to him and he's like, I'm so proud of you, and I believe you, even though people saying you can't wrestle. And now him saying that something's gonna happen. He go give him his move through the table and walk away, and there was zero reaction in that room. It was just like, okay. So for everybody that reported John Cena is about to turn face again, and you could tell by the way he was looking around, okay, they must didn't see that part. But as it goes, man, the heel turn, like I said, they follow up with nothing. Now, as much as I don't like Hulk Hogan, fuck Hulk Hogan, I would never fuck Hulk Hogan. He's a piece of shit. I have to say, the most shocking moment that I can remember in wrestling at that point was Hulk Hogan turning heel. And then what did he do afterwards? Hulk Hogan comes out with a completely different look. His music is different. His character is different, right? His aura is different. And then this NWO grows and it catches on. Wrestling changed. Wrestling as we know it today, okay, it changed from what it was to what it is now. The NWO changed that shit. The other thing that happens was Sting. He didn't turn heel. But him coming from the rafters dressed like, with the crow look, and he come out and give the bat to whoever and turn his back to them. He's seeing who's on his side and who's not. Who's still loyal to WCW, who's not. And I'm looking at Sting like, okay, and him coming out and fighting off the NWO, like those moments was like, those are those exciting moments that you remember. And heel, face turns, whatever. Things that happen and they follow up with it. It wasn't just a one-time thing that happened momentarily. Like the moment was great or good, but then it didn't follow up with anything. Those two moments stand out to me. And there's others that I know if I could sit and think about that would, but I'm not talking about just a heel turn or face turn. I'm talking about something that happened that was a oh shit moment and it followed up, because not only did it start a new storyline, but the storyline itself was anticipated to be something big. And this John Cena heel turn was just a waste, honestly. He didn't have to become a heel to become champion. They followed this up terribly. And proof that they don't feel like they're doing anything wrong. You hear The Rock sit there and say, the final boss character is pretty much done. I mean, he's done his job. What the fuck? You start a fucking storyline, and John Cena comes up with some more bullshit to try to piggyback off of your storyline, but he really didn't piggyback because his storyline had nothing to do with yours. The only thing he mentioned was he knew he could beat Cody when he told you to go fuck yourself, simply because you're wrestling for the people. These people don't care about you, and which means you won't do what you need to do when it comes time for you to win against me. You won't cheat. You won't do what you have to do, but I will. That's pretty much what he was telling you. So at that moment, of him saying that, like nothing John Cena did saved the story. The only thing was he became champion. I feel like that was the right move. And I feel like if Cody comes back and turn heel and say, that thing you said about me not doing what I need to do when it comes time or whatever, and he turns heel, then you go from that to getting booed, and then what's John Cena gonna do? Come out and admit he made a mistake, or try to, redeem himself for the heel turn alone? But now you have another heel with the title being an asshole, and I mean, it just kills the momentum. I mean, we can all sit here and give our take on what we think should happen and what would be a better story to tell, and we could all nail some shit, okay? But honestly, they killed that story. And Triple H follows up saying stories don't have to make sense. So, yeah, I mean, it was just dead, man. And when that show went off, it was like, wow. And I honestly, I don't even remember who the fourth match was, man. I don't even remember. I honestly don't even remember who this is why I'm saying the show was just weak. Honestly, when it was on, I was watching it. I was eating. I don't have a short attention span. I just found myself watching it, but it was like, I'm trying to get into it, and I, back and forth doing things, but the TV's on, it's everything, and I'm seeing, I'm listening, I don't remember who the hell the fourth match was. I honestly don't, yo. Anyway, look. The WWE has jacked their prices up. What used to be a family show, people that can't afford this shit, people that's sitting up here, you guys, instead of complaining and crying like some little sad children, hey, you know what? There's other things to watch. There's other wrestling to watch. But if you choose to just complain and sulk because I can't afford it, they're charging $30,000, $40,000. You got to be a goddamn fool to spend that kind of money anyway, just to say I went to wrestle, man. Are you shitting me? Anyways, and for a bunch of wrestlers that you're going to turn your back on anyway if they leave and go to AEW. So why do you, I mean, it's not that important to me. If AEW, any company, I don't care who it is, they lost their damn minds. You think I'm going to pay that money, that kind of money to go? Seriously? Nah. And yeah, wow. You send Travis Scott out there instead of the final boss, Travis. And then what got me? Didn't Travis Scott come out with Jey Uso out there eating with him with his little bullshit belt on his shoulder, and then all of a sudden he ends up siding with The Rock, who's a heel, but at first he was with Jey Uso, who's a face. Like, I mean, like none of this stuff makes sense. It's childish. It's extremely petty, and I don't even see how even a kid can watch this stuff and feel like that's a good storyline, or even just the matches. It's just all about gimmicks and just having spots and moments. That's all the WWE care about. They don't care about wrestling at all. Which is why I tell you guys, if you sit here and watch an episode of AEW and they tell you this is where the best wrestle, we are all about wrestling. Yes, we give you storylines, but we want to make sure we deliver in that ring. And for whatever stupid reason you guys don't respect that and you think that they're supposed to have a bunch of silly stuff going on, once again, then AEW just isn't for you. But you really have no right. You have no knowledge or understanding to talk about what professional wrestling is. Only fucking wrestlers you know is wrestlers in the WWE, and you feel like they're not validated unless they're in the WWE. Meanwhile, the AJ Styles of the world, the Samoa Joes, all these people that came from the independent circuits, all these people that came from other promotions that I knew of, and everybody else that's really in the wrestling know these people. You WWE diehards feel like you're not validated unless you come here. Who the fuck are you to sit up and say who's validated and who's not? These people are busting their asses and grinding, making way less money to try to get to AEW, to try to get to WWE, to try to get to TNA, try to get to MLW. And then you sit back as a so-called wrestling fan and all you do is try to critique people because you don't know who they are. They're jobbers. They're jobbers. They're jobbers because you don't know them. But then if the WWE used them right, then all of a sudden, that person paid. Like, shut up, man. You guys some of you you're just babies. You just talk too much. You just always yapping about what great wrestling. Your fucking ass haven't seen great wrestling. You don't even know what that looks like. But you're judging everything based on your era. This little bullshit tinker toy shit that they're doing right now. But yeah, Backlash didn't have any real build up, and then they got Saturday night main event coming up. They got this what is it? Something. I mean, they Night of Champions or whatever. They got all there. You know what the WWE is doing, and you guys can be slaves to the machine all you want, but they're greedy and they're trying to do too much, and they're being extremely greedy. Pay-per-view, this pay-per-view, pay-per-view. Then they got the chat. I mean, you guys are just shelling out money. Look, let me tell you something. When you invite people over and you say, hey, man, we having an AEW party in the house tonight. Cool, everybody's coming in, right? Pay-per-view, cool. We come over and everybody's chilling and we have fun. I don't have to be there live at the show. At any company. I don't care. I don't have to be there live. But I know I can if I want to. If AEW decided they're going to be having $30,000, $40,000 packages, man, they can go fuck themselves. I be damned if I'm going to be out there. No. You. It just shows me a lot of you haven't grown up. I don't give a fuck if you're 85 years old. You're taking $30,000, $40,000 just to sit and I don't need to meet these motherfuck these wrestlers, man. It's entertainment to me. I don't need to meet Bianca Belair, and I don't need to meet these fucking people personally. Oh, I get to go see Bobby Lashley and Adam Page. I don't personally give a shit about that, man. I've met plenty of wrestlers in the past, you know, and the I remember one of the last shows I was at. Mr. Anderson was there, Glacier was there. I had a little brief. Me and my sons had a little brief conversation with Glacier. He said, man, I looked at you. I thought you were one of the wrestlers, man. I started laughing. Hey, man. I told him, I said, hey, man. I said, I've been watching you for a long time, man. I said, what are you doing now? And he actually told me, he said that, well, actually, I have, I'm, still doing independence, of course, here. He says, but I actually had some conversations with Tony Khan. And actually, I heard that Glacier was kind of doing some behind-the-scenes shit with Tony Khan. I don't know if it's still happening, but this was like even last month, or a couple months ago, rather. But, yeah, when I saw Glacier, Mr. Anderson, whatever, man, I'm not out here. Can I take a picture? Hey, man, no, I'm not a fan. It wasn't even about that. I said, okay. So, yeah, and then he was really carrying the conversation. Man, so you're familiar with me from, I said, well, WCW initially. And since then, I see you here on the independents. And, he's like, yeah, well, my body's holding up, but, I can do what I can do. But, hey, talk for a little bit. And then, all right, so look, man, let me get my kids out of here. Hey, but it was a great show, man. And best of luck to you, man. I wish you nothing but the best. Hey, shook hands and went on. I ain't want to take no fucking picture, none of that. Nothing personal. I mean, if you'd asked, I'd have did it. But, I met Glacier. Actually, I sat there and I think I had posted some of the videos up of the, I remember they had a battle royal. It was a little midget that won the whole battle royal. And it was a guy that used to wrestle. Type it in, Mr. Football. I think he retired 3 years ago. He came out with the football outfit on, the helmet and everything. Mr. Touchdown. That was his name, Mr. Touchdown. Yeah, I mean, it was a cool show, man. It was, and that was the company that was supposed to make the video game. And then he lost the license. Chikara. It was a Chikara Pro Wrestling event. I mean, we watch wrestling, man. We support the genre. It's not, so if I say I love wrestling, that means I love wrestling, not just AEW. You understand? Even though AEW is my favorite promotion, I still watch other promotions, and then I don't compare AEW to other promotions. I don't compare to WWE. I just watch each promotion for what it offers. That's all. I don't even think about it. It's when you guys ask questions, or what do you think is obviously what I think is better. I just told you, right? But I don't need the comparisons. I like the variety. I like what's different. I just watched MLW event last night, and I'm sitting there watching Alex Hammerstone, and I'm saying, like, TNA dropped the ball with him because him and Jacob Fatu had their feud. They were going back and forth with wins against each other. They both held their respective titles for like a very long time. And when Alex Hammerstone left and came to TNA, I don't know what happened or what the TNA saw. I don't know. That was a waste of time. I don't even know why he went there. Jacob Fatu disappeared. Then he winds up coming to the WWE. And TNA could have built off that momentum, man. Two big rivals right there. And the fact of the matter is, they could have capitalized off that, but it's like they don't have the ability to think like that anymore. So they dropped the ball with Alex Hammerstone. They really did. And we talking fresh off of his feud with Jacob Fatu. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I really don't know. But yeah, the wrestling, everything, like I said, everything that come with the show, that's what I'm looking to see what you're presenting to us. Eric Bischoff says he's done with WWE style of entertainment. Well, you have no choice because you work with MLW. Like I said, I don't know what his role is, if he have anything with the creative process, if he write anything for them. I don't know. But, you know, that's my whole thing, is originality is important to me. It's obvious other people don't care. You know, somebody asked me something. Quick note, just a little fun factor, man. Somebody asked me. I used to do rap music back some years ago, whatever. And they asked me about the business, and they was talking about something. I told this person something, how the business changed. It's not what it was. You get paid differently, and the machines always want to make sure they get paid first. So it doesn't matter what's going on with your pockets, with your bank account, as long as they're making money. So pretty much what happens is this, right? He comes and says to me, damn, you was right. It's weird when people say that, because it's like, did you think I was fucking lying? Well, no. It's just, I didn't know. Nobody ever told me that before. I said, well, how many people do you know that does that, was doing music? Okay. So you watch the business change from rappers getting signing bonuses to sign with the company because they believed in them, to like this advanced money situation where they give you a certain amount of money and you got to do your studio recording, traveling, your video shoots, whatever, all this money. Instead of these fools going out doing their shoots, doing what they're supposed to, they're buying cars and rims and dumb shit. But bottom line, you don't see a penny of that money from your record sales until they get their money back. So if they gave you $3 million to do your project and your record only sells 500,000 or $1 million, you're still short. You don't see a penny until you surpass that $3 million. Then whatever else you make after that is yours. Okay, so all that stuff changed. Now, with streams, right? Every fucking song, every single has to get 80 streams for you to get $1. So 80 streams is $1. That's why when you see these rappers or some shit, and let's just say, not even just rappers, just like the music, like bottom line, you see a video, and you'll say, damn, that video got like 40 million strong views, right, on YouTube, right? Now, streams, views, all this shit, when you look at how it works, a lot of this shit is bots. Most of it is bots. You think 41 different million people sat there and watched one, like, no, a lot of this is the same people, watching this stuff over and over. That's how you memorize songs. People are not buying CDs anymore, right? So they're downloading music. You learn a song by hearing it over and over. So just think of how that sounds. And that's what the bots are doing. Okay? That's why they have these bots active. Like I said, even if you look at a person with a YouTube channel, how the hell you got 300,000 subscribers, but your video views, you're getting like 10,000 views per video or shit like that. That's a huge drop. Where's all your people at, right? So yeah, 80 streams, right? You got to get 80 views per stream, like per song, to get $1. Okay? Another 80, $2. Like literally, there's no money in this shit. And you are branding yourself. You are a brand. You're on stage. You're touring, and that's where your money got to come in. And believe me, because you selling these records and people think that you paid. They automatically think you got big money. It's a lot that goes into this shit that people don't understand. Okay, case in point, he wanted to be a part of an industry that he don't even understand how things work. He doesn't have a lawyer, nothing. He just writes songs. I've been there, done that, and understand, listen, it's not what you think. And it's even worse now. And the thing about it is, if you really can write and you really creative and got something to say, nope. We just want to see a bunch of stupid dances, people hopping up and down, jumping left and right, putting the gun symbols and all this stupid shit, and ain't saying a goddamn thing. But the people that really got something to say and really got talent, don't nobody care about that shit. That's how I compare rap, just say for example, to wrestling. AEW got these super lyricists that will smoke you lyrically. And they're not one-dimensional. They just have something to say, and they're not with the bullshit. WWE got all these multi-platinum dudes that can jump around doing stupid dances, and then nobody gives a fuck about them 3-4 albums later. Or 2 or 3 albums later. And then they just keep recruiting the same like gimmick. We don't care about wrestling. It's about moments, spots. That bottom line, it's about moments and spots, not great matches. So bottom line, y'all, that's what happens. And you guys know, if you've been listening to rap music, you know this shit. If you've been listening to R&B, at some point it changed to where people talking about love and you know, real topics and things that really mean something. Hey, now we want to hear you bitch ass nigga, I'll take your bitch, I'll fuck your bitch, fuck you, your bitch, suck my dick. They don't care about substance. AEW cares about substance. And for you guys that say that just because you're fans, like people, I'm a fan, I'm nobody's fan. I'm no fan of nobody's. If I listen, let me tell you something. I like what you do. I appreciate the art. That's as far as it goes. I'm no fan. I can't wait to meet you. No, you're just a human being. That's all. That's all. I remember in New York, I saw Julia, the wrestler. I walked right past her, and my son said, "Don't she look familiar?" And I said, "Yeah, that's Julia." He said, "Julia." I said, and this is when she was in Stardom. I said, "You don't remember the wrestler that oh, and I forget this little short, stocky wrestler she was wrestling with. I always forget her name. But bottom line, he goes, oh, yeah, okay, she got the way like the little fur on her. Yeah, he said, yeah, that is her. That's it. Ain't nobody, oh, Julia, can I have a picture? Hey, grow up a bit, man. Grow up. But yeah, this is what's going on, y'all. Yeah, your fanboyism will allow you to go and spend $30,000-$40,000 on some shit. I don't understand how I don't give a fuck, AEW or whoever. I don't understand how going to somebody's event is more important than you securing your future. I don't understand how something that's leisure time, that's just fun, something that, hey man, I just enjoy this is a hobby, or what. You act like you work for the company. You act like there's some great gain for you just to watch something fun, like as if it's like I'm on life support if I'm not watching WWE. No, man, if you care about your fans, if you care about the people that supporting your company, you're not going to sit here and jack prices up and people are going to events that they can't afford. No. Then you got the people that can't afford this shit. You think that they care about the so-called WWE universe? No, they care about your business. They care about you buying their product. Let's not be stupid. You think Tony Khan want to deal with having the answer to 15, 20 different people and got all this person got shares in the company, that person got shares, and this one. Nobody wants to deal with all that drama and all that nonsense. And so once he gets to the point where all these companies are just bragging about how much money they make, sell out crowd, this and that, to the point where everything is like, we want to be a company full of divas and actors and actresses and you know, wrestling comes second, entertainment, everything else that we consider entertainment comes first. The wrestling comes second and third. Nah, that's not what we tune in for. As I said before, someone made the comment, I don't watch wrestling for wrestling, I watch it for their entertainment. And like I told you in that video, that's the stupidest thing I ever heard when it comes to one of the stupidest things. That's just like saying, I don't go to a restaurant for the food, I go there for the menu. So, it is what it is. That's all I got for you guys right now. I'll catch you guys on the next video. That's my backlash for Backlash.